Hey, I have a Death Note story that I'd like to read to you all. Let me know if you enjoy this format or if you'd want something more visually pleasing. It's a day like every other. Your apathetic life is yet again getting the best of you. Why is it so boring? Shouldn't you be doing more? This is your first time you've ever had your own place. It has been months since you've moved out of your parents' house and things are starting to seem very mundane. You work, come home, and sleep, work, come home, sleep, work, home, sleep. You decide to take a little stroll outside. Walking does soothe you. You did it a lot when you were living with your family to get some air. Having 4 brothers didn't make it much easier. There was always so much noise, it felt like your head was pounding. That's why you decided finally on your 20th birthday to move out and look for your own place to stay. You found a job working at a coffee shop in a nearby town and have been there for the better part of 6 months. On this walk though, something strange happens. You notice a random black book falling out of the sky. How odd. Nobody is around to claim it. You open it and the first thing you notice is the rule page with the top being, "The person whose name is written in this notebook shall die." You do vaguely remember hearing something about this in history class back in the day. Some wild killers used to use this to write others' names down as some sort of act of justice. Should you take this notebook home? What should you do with it? That's right. You vaguely remember this post on Twitter about something called a death note being held for auction, but this couldn't possibly be that, right? The last time you remember hearing about it, the president won that auction. It was a hoax anyways, but still, something drove you to take this home with you. You're attending the zoo with your significant other. They wanted to since they haven't been before, so you saved up all the money you could to go there with them. Things are great. You're eating, laughing, getting to see cute animals like a capybara. After eating, you two break off to go use the restroom. You decide to use a stall since the urinals seem a little too close. And while you're peeing and minding your business, you feel a slight tug on your leg. Shivers going up and down your spine from the touch. "What the fuck was that?" you exclaim. Something like this has never happened to you before. As you prepare to fend for your life and turn around, there lies a monkey that is grasping at your leg. But this monkey is barely moving. It feels like it's begging for its life. You pan your eyes up slowly, and it's revealed that a crazed man was after this monkey. You see the syringe in his hand and notice that it's empty. It seems like this monkey is now dead. You start freaking out eternally. Are you next? What have you done in your life to deserve this? Is it possible you borrowed $1 from a friend in school or something and never repaid them? Your life's questions flash before your eyes rapidly, but you remember something. You have that notebook from before, and this guy just so happens to be wearing a name tag. You could fight, you could flight, you could run, or you could write. As you hear the breaths of the man growing quicker, he puts the body of the monkey in a box and slowly approaches you. The steps feel like they take years with each lift of his leg. He wants you, right? The book won't help you. You have to stand up for yourself. You manage to push him out of the way and rush outside. He slowly drags himself behind, and at the same time, this woman gets out of the restroom. It's your significant other. The man's arms slowly crept their way around her. She's now his hostage. All out of options, panic and stressed, you think you might as well give it a shot and get out the notebook and write the name down that was on his name tag. 40 seconds later, he drops. The fucking book is real. Does this make you a murderer? Or was what you did justified? Later that night, you decide to do more research upon this death note. A lot of the information is classified. This may put you on some sort of list, but some Reddit posts believe they have cracked the case. Apparently the user was a devout Kira worshipper who never stopped believing, never doubted this Kira. He believes he went into hiding one day over 50 years ago and still thinks he's going to make a return. I think that might be enough research for the day. He says you turn your laptop off and close it to reveal a strange creature's eyes to be behind it this whole time. Ah! You manage to get out before you hear a suave voice come from this grotesque creature. Whoa, hey. Yelling's not cool, bro. This creature seems very humanoid the more you look at it. Gray skin, but no mouth and eyes that are completely gone. Chill out, bro. Let me tell you what's going on. Today, you're at work. You love the smell of coffee beans. You can never get tired of them. You wake up to the smell in your house and you work with the smell all around you. The only thing that could possibly ruin your experience at work is the customers and your manager. You don't know why, but your manager always seems to have it out for you. You do just as much, if not more work than the other employees, but you always get called out for working slowly. You get called out for taking your time with things, but at the same time you look over and see that same manager always laughing and having full conversations with your other coworkers for hours on end. What is it with you? No time to think about that much though, because it's lunch rush. Person after person walk in with wild and insane orders. Pumpkin spice this, venti cup that, 2 squirts of goat milk. You just like coffee. Not whatever this sweet monstrosity is. And one customer today. One customer. After you make their order, they look at you dead in the face and spit at you. Tells you it tastes funny and demands you remake it. You reluctantly do, but the result is the same. They spit at you again and refuse to leave until you get it right. Just another day in the office for you. With a deep sigh, you make it again. But while making it, hear a whisper from the captain. Yo, dude, this guy's kinda bugging, no? A little bit of a weird way for a Shinigami to talk, but he told you he learned about humans from reading 90s and 2000s pop magazines, so it kinda makes sense even though it's very, very weird. You could always write his name down. That would be fun, Bruschino. As much as it would delight you to, it's against your morals, plus you don't have his name regardless, so what's the point in even fantasizing about something like that? You could always just borrow my eyes. Then you could see all the rad names you want. Only need half of your life, of course. You pass on the offer and just decide to go on with your day. Things slowly calm down as the day goes to an end. Sometimes you do wonder if you're worth more than you are giving to the world, but that'd be kind of selfish of you to truly think, so you trudge along. What a nothing day. Now you're home, you can't seem to have the energy to get out of bed. It's your first day off to look forward to in a while and you wanted to spend it catching up on some shows you fell behind. But you just don't have the energy. Nothing seems to be wrong, but nothing seems to be right either. The silence from the television is getting to you. Why does this black screen bother you so much? Even your blank computer screen feels like it's yelling at you to turn it on or do something. The urges get the better of you, and you turn the TV on. It just so happens to turn on to the local news channel immediately. The topic of discussion? A robber in the neighborhood. There has been no suspects at hand yet, but countless of victims that just say it's a person in a full black getup with a weird cartoon mask on. But the crazy part is that after each robbery, when the victim reveals themselves on the news, they suddenly die from a heart attack. Is this a coincidence? Is someone else using the notebook? You decide to get prepared and ask the Shinigami for his eyes. Half of your life gone, just like that. But it was worth it, because when night fell, you heard a window break in your living room. You go to check and the robber is right there, decked in all black from head to toe, his face covered with an old Bape jacket. You see his name above his body. It's one of your friends from your hometown. What is he even doing here? Does he know it's you? What does he even want? Instead of writing his name down, you try to talk it out with him, but in the heat of the moment, you decide not to reveal that you know who he is yet. But maybe he'll listen to you. Let's just hear what he has to say. Ellipses. He doesn't say anything. You just start backing up slowly, trying to ease the tension, but he swings. You duck just in time and run in for a tackle. Now you find yourself scuffling on the ground to no end. No one has the upper hand. It seems like he keeps trying to reach for something in his jacket, but you're not giving him enough time to do so. You wrap your arms around his waist to try and hold him off, or maybe slam him, but the strength is too even. You're running out of options. Adrenaline is running rapidly high until you manage to sweep your leg under him, causing him to fall. This should hold him off temporarily so you can decide what to do next, but you didn't notice that his head happened to hit a nearby coffee table. You have more time to try and gather some more of your thoughts to this commotion than you thought. Again, you didn't notice, but the neighbors end up calling the police to scope out the situation. And once they arrive, they see you, they're panting, and under you is your friend's unconscious body. The thought that they are going to arrest you starts creeping in the back of your head, getting louder and louder, but before you could react, you hear the door close behind them. They walk past you luckily, and arrest your friend. The car drove off with him in it, leaving you there, speechless. No more words to say about the situation that just happened. As you finally take a few seconds to compose yourself, an older woman approaches you. She seems to be in her late 60s maybe, but she looks stunning. Blonde hair, crosses dangling from her ears, decked in all black. She looks like a supermodel, and then she speaks. You're not, my beloved. Panting with your eyes, able to see her name, you can only wonder what she wants to do with you, but before you can think some more, everything goes black. The end. I really hope you enjoyed this. I really hope you got to the end. If you did, let me know. Let me know some changes you'd like to see. Take care, everybody. Sweet dreams.